Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Jaybird TV. I'm happy that you are here. Getting started today on a black V4, V5 on the side of a concave wall, and get ready for me to fall and be stumped immediately. For some reason, I just decided to throw to this slotted crimp, which was perfectly set to be an accurate static move. But I just kind of go for it. It's like the first climb I'm doing, and yeah, just climbing like a dum-dum. So here I do make a change to my beta. I look around the corner and actually see there's a hold there. Decide to get a heel hook and then kind of a unique pinch where I get my thumb on the hold, my hand on the arete, go up nice and static to that slotted crimp. Allows me to grab it, and just a big move here, and just some nice consistent pulling on crimps for the rest of the route, keeping some good body tension, which has been really nice. I feel that more roof climbing and board climbing has helped me create a lot of tension as I'm climbing, and just keeping the tension between my hands and feet. My legs were actually sore coming back to the climbing gym just because I was doing a lot of pull-ups and front levers and not a ton of legs. Check out this dope hat I found in Yosemite, by the way. Went there for my honeymoon with my beautiful wife. Found that at a boulder. Climbing Yosemite was super hard. If you ever go out west in the United States, just know that the grades are pretty, very, very stout and pretty sandbagged compared to other areas in the world, but also amazing climbing. So here on a V4, V5, very cool traversy section down low where you kind of come into that giant Waco. Feels really good, engaging the biceps. Here rocking over and then coming just a few crimps to end it. Been loving doing the one-handed kind of hold and then one hand down. Just feels really casual. Looks pretty awesome. Hopefully builds a little more one arm strength, which is always nice to have. So thankfully that one didn't stump me as much as the black V4, V5. And I'll come into this pink one here as well. So originally looking at it, because you have the undercling and the two good holds next to each other, I assumed that it'd be a dyno or something dynamic at least. So getting started, kind of work your way to that undercling, walk your feet up, and I assume it'd be like a 1-2. So I try and shoot up, but the body positioning really wasn't that great for anything dynamic, so just come out from the wall, but I was just feeling stubborn that day, I guess. So hop back on and looking to do it once again and just fall. So I'm realizing that's probably not the beta and then I should match. I almost never want to match. But speaking of not matching, Isaiah Legrand, my boy, was saying nice job on the board and thank you for not matching on submission. So submission is the V10 I did in the kilter board the last episode. There's an easier beta where you match, and a lot of people do that. I was just being stubborn, and if I'm doing climbing for training, I try not to do things that make it too much easier. I mean, it's always awesome to break beta, but like board climbing is great training, but you want to build the strength so when you get on your outdoor project, you have it. You won't always have the cheaty beta options. So just my 2 cents on matching. I did it on that last climb though, so I guess I tried to, when possible, not match. So here, a nice slopey V6, V7. I'm sizing it up here, getting my beta ready before I get on the route. You see me actually moving with my hands. Helps me quite a bit just to have an idea of what I'm gonna be doing, just to help get that flash attempt. So here I'm trying to just kind of side pull both my hands, but then I switch and pinch it. That allows me to get a nice start here. Work my way out right. Actually quite a bit of tension to catch that there, squeezing my core really intensely. And I walk up. There is a hold out right, but I didn't think I needed it, and I just shoot up to the really big sloper. But it was far enough away and bad enough that I was unable to just slap it and hold it. So a little bit bewildered, but I do see there's that little side pull out right. So I go to the side pull and I realize that I can actually flip, and there's a indent in the bottom that I can almost hit like a pocket, stand up and really get the bicep and core engaged, and then go to that static. Been one thing I've been loving in my climbing is doing things static. I've typically been super dynamic and love to dyno and jump around, but maybe it's just I've been doing more core training. I'm not sure what it is, but I've been really loving just a static controlled movement. So here you're able to stand up, do that flip, and then just get right underneath that big sloper. Made all the difference, and really once you're on top of it, it's quite good. And I bump my left hand, and because those are slopers, I try and keep my weight low and close to the wall. Really helps me to utilize them well. If I get too high, then I'll slip off them. And just going up to the finish there, happy to get the send. Next up, we have the green Thumbdercling V8. I do think this one is V8 rather than V9, unlike the last 3 black tags I was working on. So here, just assessing, you can see there's about, I don't know, 50 foot chips on this thing. So I was trying to figure out, there must be a reason that they're on there. And there is a lot of micro adjusting necessary on this bad boy. So it begins with 2 side poles, and there is a hole directly next to them with a little thumb catch on it. So I'm trying to figure out how in the world I can move over left. So it was easy to get my left hand on it, but then I couldn't go out left to the really giant side pole. And I couldn't really get my right hand on it. So I figured I needed to go out left and then catch it. But anyhow, this is me just working on the next moves here. So I have a Gaston, and then of course a side pull, and that really big hold, which I can either kind of pinch or try and undercling. But the Thumbdercling is where you get just your thumb underneath and you use that to hold yourself down. And that ends up being necessary for this route. And I actually use my thumb twice on this route, which is really interesting. But there will be a lot of me trying to figure out what the beta is. I'm always curious if you want to see me kind of struggling and figuring out the beta, so please comment below. Let me know if you like when I keep in just the whole struggle fest, or let me know if you just want to see more quick, edited sending and whatnot. I try to have a nice balance here. So I'm beginning just definitely leaning out right with the 2 side pulls. And then I'm trying there to get my right hand on that and then shift my weight left, which would allow me to then go out and grab that side pull. But it just was not going. So there I'm trying to reach out, and if I lean far enough, I can grab that, but then my right hand comes off, and then I was trying to dynamically catch that little screw on the hold next to the starts. Basically going out left and then catching my weight and keep me in the wall. But it felt tough to go out dynamically and do it. So I'm trying here once again to control this movement. And I'm really trying to match on that little nub, but it's just too small. So I'm just like, come on, man. I just want to get this route started so I can try the rest of it, but I was really struggling. So here I'm trying to get my foot out further left in order to rock over more. But the way that the foot chip was downturned, it wasn't really possible. So once again, I'm just doing this kind of interesting Gaston and trying to match and just not succeeding. Massive struggle fest for the boy. Well, anyways, while I'm struggling, 60 Second Calisthenics was saying, this is awesome, and he got connected to the channel because I posted some calisthenics, which I've been getting really into. And yeah, just awesome. Just kind of respect climbing. So thanks for having love for the sport, my man. It's cool because those are 2 separate loves of mine, and I'm definitely more experienced in climbing and have done more, but calisthenics is really awesome too, and I'm just really happy whenever those worlds can kind of intersect. I think that they're good for each other, because in calisthenics and weightlifting and anything, having grip strength is awesome, and then in climbing, injury prevention is great when you're doing things like handstands and balancing the body out. Alexander Magos is a huge proponent of calisthenics, gymnastics, and bodyweight training, and I'm starting to understand why. So just cool whenever those two worlds can collide, and I'll try and keep posting calisthenics videos and how I'm improving there. It's also skill-based. They're both skill-based sports, so it's kind of interesting to really just have to work at it. It's not necessarily getting strong, although that's a piece of it, but it's also acquiring the skill. So anyways, just back to the mad struggle fest here. I am starting to understand the movement a little more, but it just felt kind of far for me, so I'm bewildered. So anyways, I return the following day. And I did talk to head setter Mike Bienick. He gave me some beta, which was awesome. So shout out to anyone who can ever give you beta when you really are struggling. And what I'm doing here is, on the beginning, I'm actually engaging my thumb on that little nub. So it's almost like a hand jam. It's really interesting. I transition out left and then get my right thumb underneath that undercling, and I'm using that to secure me against the wall and almost pinching with my four fingers. That allows me to work my feet up left, and then I do switch and rotate my hand to a true undercling. There I get a really high foot for some reason. It felt like it was going to secure me and allow me to go up, but it was downturned, or rather turned to the sides. My foot popped off. But able to repeat that beginning move now that I have the beta to lock it in. Working my way out left, I am nice and fresh, so I have a lot of power in my fingers. So once again, working my way out. Those crimps are awesome. They have like a thin line on them, which is good enough to crimp on in the middle of the hold. Pretty rad. So here I'm going up right and then a bump, and I get my foot on the actual foot chip. No wonder that's the reason they're there. And this allows me to then go out to the big side pull. I was a little nervous to walk my feet up because whenever a hold's slanted like that, you have the chance of popping off. But thankfully it was good enough. Get a high foot and just go up to the finish, which was also a pretty good crimp. So psyched to get the send on that. It just felt so far away the day before. But coming back fresh, getting a little beta, and just unlocking a few moves, brought it all together. So this is the last route I'll be climbing on this wall. Is V6, V7, some big orange wedges. So it begins by just moving your feet out right after going upright, and then grabbing that, creating a lot of tension between your body. And then I try and get my hands a little bit higher, and I need to go out left here. So trying to reach, but it was pretty slopey. The body positioning wasn't great to go out left, so I was a little bit confused. I did brush it off a little bit, which did help too. It was a little bit greasy. Because of the Rona, we haven't had any stick brushes around the gym, so things aren't getting brushed a whole lot. There I'm actually able to reach up and go left, but then I try and quickly go up right and I just fall out of the wall. So third time's the charm. Here I just get myself feeling really strong, engaging the core. You see that I shift my weight over left, and then I'm actually able to get my right foot pretty secure in order to go up right. And from here, I pretty much am done. So grab that finish, and that is gonna be a send, and that is going to be a wrap. So just gaining more confidence in the gym, sending some more things, and just being able to climb again. Really awesome. Looking forward to the strength I'll build in the next few months. Thanks for watching, fam. Much love and peace.